I'm taking Yeah, I'm a little slow today. Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm a little slow today. Guess we decided to jump on the coffee. All right, what happened last night? Hi, how you doing? You want to come? You want to stay here? You want to stay here? On the camera? Turn. Right here. All right, everybody. No, don't get on there. Don't get on there. You don't belong on that. You don't belong on that. Hey, you're tell ya. I take it you don't remember what happened last night. We investigated the space station. We're learning a lot of new things. Hey, in fact, covered there. Better get ready. Number part 5. So we already know at this point. This is after all justice right now out of the or leading man for the. I already know. Okay, really that. I was dying. Okay. So
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bed? There are no more bombs, I promise. I'm poor, and he's okay. Now we go back to this case, and he's hiding under his. Okay. You're Polish. than Mr. Renee's Sultry Truck. I couldn't even pull that one. I couldn't even pull that one if I tried. I wanted to. He already said it for me. I guess that's one way to describe what happened. He detonated, didn't he, Die? He detonated. God dang, you're probably laughing Kelly off right now, right? It's so low to the keyboard laughing. I read you pretty well, didn't I? Anyway, I think that Mr. Justice. So, Mr. Wright, what has happened? Very well. Crossing. Like me. Oh, he certainly. One further event. There were two people named. Can we press their? Killed my witness. Killed Detective Arm. So, basically, Ted Pinay eliminated a witness that would have already implicated entirely. So he's hiding it. Or was sent out to kill her because she had the accident. Being that she's an investigator, not to lie. She's going to use evidence. So Yuri, on the other hand, is going to be the actual suspect. Is he going to be the criminal? We'll definitely find out. Definitely not. In other words, Right. there was a killed.
Objection! Objection!
We'll see who's the top guard after I count. Furthermore, awesome. Oh, third person. The witness. I believe I'm speaking for the newspaper. All right, time for some clown court. Of course you have. Of course. For I am Yuri Carson, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, named after me, Yuri Carson. Don't you have anything you to ask me? Maggie, 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Hat War. Wasn't it? Everyone already. I am. Oh, could you please? Haha! I see this fine young lad has accomplished training. Allow me to begin my episode. I butchered that word. And why don't you want to hear the 155-page testimony? What I saw at the scene. All right, we'll start at page 50. Detective Arm and I brushed page 8. We went via control. He did from there. Page 85. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge. Parents lying on the page 9. I have to say, I can fully imagine the figure standing figure must have been Starbucks. Hey, you cut me off. So, in your testimony, described on the came from the lunch pad to just after that, victim. Oh, the horror, the humanity. What I did, what I said, saw it. Actually, terrifying. Can I read page 5 now? In my mind, I went. Risking my own life for. What do you I was like, check your room. Yeah. Although it sounds like you're scared and just at a peak far away. Defense ready to cross examine the witness. Yes. Fighting, I don't have to cross examine all one. Inspector Cosmos. Gonna have to.
Hold it!
Galactic Scooter, here I come! Sorry. Why do you calling it galactic? It has something. Sadly, no. Current state of technology. Trade. Photobog. Black. Hell! That's a gigantic. That's a galactic bummer. So you rush to the boarding lounge when you need Toga. I didn't really think that could be that much of a comedian. Got two so far. Don't laugh too hard, guys. And we can, and when you got, what you see?
Hold it!
According to this diagram,
Hold it!
Blackwell saw it. But, hey, start. Why? So, for all you know, it might have been Mr. Starbucks. Who would like to that book?
Objection!
The witness said this. That's correct. Take. Starbucks.
Objection! Hold it!
Eyes up. Keep your eyes up. And this third person for that time. It's opposite. Southern Georgia. Pretty locked up. So it would have been possible.
Objection!
So much. Do you have any? No? We're just talking about school. Inmate. University. Thursday. What? What I said. Possible. Better make it. Why did you actually another was right over. Fired 220. That is big one. Pitch of arm fired.
Hold it!
Either of these shots hit the culprit. better news. Like he said, and we don't have any proof to prove it. Believe that it's Starbucks, but we don't have any evidence. Remember, it could have been Starbucks.
Objection!
Of evidence. This is contradictory. Well, not really. I thought maybe. What? Oh, there wasn't the boy. But this came in.
Objection!
Are you sure you were really paying attention? You got my words? Words that will someday be written down in history books? How do your words were already written down in history? What are you complaining about? Somehow I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history book. Right. Detective Arm fired. only one bullet hole ever found at what? A bullet hole means gun. Fired once. No editor would allow
Objection! Objection!
There was only one bullet hole. Where did the other bullet hole head? Ah! Oh, the answer to that already. But during the previous trial, started to discuss that. Well, it appears that the bullet that was found near the tank. This bullet was fired from a caliber gun. Same caliber. I should take that updated in the court record. Rifling marks also match up. No question that fire from the arm. Bullet from the kitchen. Gun added. Correct. Rifling. Like the guns. Rifling. Fired. One of the bullets fired or found way into holographic. Other bullet came hot near the evidence. A beautiful contradiction! God! Oh! So that. Oh. Oh. No? Right. That clear up all your questions. Arms fired. Really clear up everything. Now, here's the other question. Why did she fire in the first place? May not have been a warning shot. You also have to dark. And in a dark area, she may have missed because she can't see who she target was. Where the target was. No, Your Honor. Doesn't. Detective arm fired. That doesn't. Third person. Oh. Very well. I already know this. Evidence. No, we're gonna. The page 2 is fine. There's nothing on page 1 that's gonna help. No, the lock isn't up yet. It has to be a piece of evidence that has not been presented in court. This lock, the prosecutor already has documentation. Think of an evidence that the prosecutor already has. This one, this would be called a 10 caliber bullet. Calibers and calibers.
Take that!
What is this metal pellet? Found it where? The floor gutter at the crime scene. Oh, the protective arms. Exactly. One more person must have been there at the line. The third person had a gun. Fired technically. The attack by Detective Arm fired warning. The third person fired at Detective Arm with their gun. Currently, Detective fired. Is that how it really found Detective Arm? Looks like you do it much. Five. Yeah, you're absolutely hard. What's this now? Oh, that already flowed. What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me before. Oh, the great men of the secret too, don't you know? What I really saw is page 30. Detective Arm and I rushed over. Saw a figure standing in big fish. Still in the control room, sitting fired at. The person fired gun. Not necessarily possible. So his page numbers are complete. Most likely as to, or escaped through the southern door, one that didn't have
Objection!
double-edged handle. By problem with this theory is the fact that everything has a metal detector when you walk through. Okay? Doesn't matter what door they walk through, they have to go through a metal detector. If they're carrying something like that, that would be completely. They either would be taken off the premises by a maybe practice. But there would have been no way he would get onto that.
Objection!
Starbucks or has a convent on absent played party.
Objection! Objection!
You can't deny the possibility of
Objection!
I trust having money. Whatever. Why is that pocket? Oh. I forget all about that. Party. Here, the third person theory still hasn't been disproved. Blackwell still has not proven Starbucks because there's still a looming evidence. Hit me. Ghost? I was wondering when you. Arthur Cosmos. My God. He can even pass through walls.
Objection!
Oscar Blackwell, shame on you. All this all in jest. Oh. Hey, how did you manage to survive being shot? I'm glad you asked. Now, can somebody please turn Simon Blackwell? It's a miracle. Miracle. History making. Probably made federal court fight. Bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. Well, I do see a bullet hole. So, he's 100% correct. That is a 10 caliber bullet hole. And being that the stars are, they have their So the metal has like a hard because it's out. That bullet would ping off that, and then it would bounce. Because it's flat, it would go in. Because it's rounded like that, because the bullet has a round surface, both round surfaces fighting each other, would have bricked it. But it left it down in. Oi! Yeah, that would be a miracle shot too. Even in the dark. That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. There's one extra practice. I guess it really was a miracle. I really feel like the test of the fight out. Why did you do this? Great man. Is like it'd be hard for this generation. What else is exciting? It's just first find out. This is one twisted that's but hold on a minute. Huh?
Hold it!
I already heard all about it. Well, I'll tell you all about that one. It's about 2,000 pages long.
Hold it!
You know all about that too. Tell us about something related. Why the hell is the hat too? I want to know about the incident. Many incidents that made me the man I am today. 4,000 pages. So, yeah. If you have the time, I will tell you all about the upbringing of this great man. All 4,000 pages.
Hold it!
You've told us all about that already as well. What we need now is your testimony. And how big is this fucking gonna get here? They're really well about my
Hold it!
But it was so dark you couldn't see. Right? Yeah. It was dark. Utter space itself. Speaking of utter space, Birds the Hat was launched 7 years ago. about to have one miracle and sawed off until it's very much. Excellent idea. No reason why the animal world should share of like greatness. Do you want to hear Cosmos? So they shall. First your customers. What up for next? I feel sorry for this. Miraculous.
Hold it!
So in other words, you're fired at while you press both the person fired. Yeah. Mirror. Perfect. Great. History will be the next General George Washington. Bullet the figure fired hit. But as a cause, bullet bounced off like So if we fix this room the way it is, this little gray spot is where the pen is, okay? If it ricocheted off of him, he was still remember, that bullet should have bounced over next to the board onto the corridor. So he would have had to actually stand outside the person with the gun would have been hit ahead, and it would have ricocheted in a slight angle because that gun is an angle, and it would have dropped where they found it. But he would have to be outside the control room for that to happen. This angle makes it impossible because the bullet would have ricocheted by the door of Launchpad 1 corridor. So that one's slightly incorrect. The bullet hit his metal. Not able to fight. Very lucky man. No wonder people say I'm pretty much myself. So if he's a great man, then I'm king of all the gods. I kind of explained how it actually works. You already know the answer. No, what he's saying is correct, okay? It was That statement is. That statement has to. I'm getting really quieter. Well, the volume on this thing is actually low. Should still be working. This statement has to be correct. The only way for this statement that was correct. This statement I explained that in order for the bullet in the fence, it had to be outside the. Huh? But did these statements? Did Andy tell you? Yeah, he says we were still in the control room, fired at us. And I showed you in the diagram of the control room, that hit his metal, that bullet would be in front of the door of the launch pad 1 corridor. Okay? If he was stepped outside of the control room, and then the shooter was shot straight at him, it would have dropped into the fence. So that the only way for the bullet to get where it was at had to be outside the. Okay. So now you got to figure out the evidence. So do you know the evidence? $38 caliber. That hit the hologram and the oxygen. He was shot with a .38 caliber bullet. That would have killed him. That would have gone through.
Objection!
Dr. Cosmos, I believe you're telling this great court a glorious lie. Great man like me, a lie? Have you ever heard such a thing in all of history? My actions based on putting your trust in the arm where you could you, as you say, fired a gun. The bullet would have traveled in this direction. However, we found a caliber bullet. So, not as but so would have to be right. This trajectory and where the bullet was found. Where were you really when you shot it? Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the merry-go-round. Want to ride, die?
Objection!
Don't tell me.
Objection!
But in this case, bullets have been found. Kind of. Are you trying to say me? Four. What? Oh, great. Director Cos. Something you'd like me to pound upon? Or in fact not. We're looking. Ah! What are you getting at? I think that was. Your own brain. Yes, what? What is it? Other fire. Cat. Cat. Other. Rather terrible. Huh? How about it? You don't tell the yes, process. Nice. His handcuffs. Whoa. Trust on my. I relish the chance to cut down a traitor. Right, put your foot away. You are correct. I figure but was looking up. What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimony he's given so far! Now you have lost your possibility that a third person have. Here, this other. Well, that still does not eliminate the idea that there's a person. Black will forget that it's a dark room. And with a room that doesn't have any light, where are all the hiding spots, Di? In a dark room, where are all the hiding spots? You can hide anywhere in a dark room and they can't see you. Being the killer couldn't have escaped. Question 4 required current recognition. Filled with smoke. Only escape was left. Drink was cold. Only way to get to the chair. Stretch the cock with the finger. Of course, there would be no escape. My third person just disappeared! Like in one of Trixie's magic tricks! Order in the court. Cosmo, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? Covering right? I said I was. Why? Like we'll come to a oh. Judge, okay. Think. Perfect time to try it. Third person. What if one person was they would be the third person. Defendant. Victim is not the there doesn't appear. I will now render.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. Better be. There's one and only one person. That person had promised and upon him accordingly. Second, 5 that's why the first person had specific paper that was an exception. Oh, you have. Starbucks. What are those for? You barely hear me. My volume's at max. How are you? OBS says I'm loud, though. OBS says I'm loud. It's not the music. The music is -20. Barely even reaches past the microphone. So it's not it's not that. Because the microphone is at max volume. Why is it at 70? Okay, well that would be the reason why it was low. Should have been at 70. It was at 40. Anytime when the PC updates, it drops the volume down. So am I able to be heard now? Alright, so let's go back to that again. You have Clay Terran, you have Starbucks, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Arm. Those are the 4 that you have for this one. Those are your choices. Most of them? I gave you 4. You say armed. Well, here's what I can tell you about this one guy. If Arms was the one that was in there, he should have been dead before the courtroom bombing, because she doesn't have a way to protect herself like the great Cosmos. So but then you also have another problem. She cannot access any of the other secure doors. So it would be impossible for her to actually be the person to do that. Okay, so again, what I said, you have Layterin, you have Starbucks, Arms, and then Yuri Cosmo. So Aurora can't. She's not one of the four that I mentioned. Clayterin, Starbuck, Arm, and Yuri Cosmos are the only four that are in this room. Aurora is not even part of it. You have to pick out of the four that I named. Yeah, she makes the better decision. What? What's that? Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door. After all, he does have access to be able to enter the Launchpad 1 corridor, because he is a staff member. But because he's also one of management at the Space Center, his fingerprint and any other management controls that door. What that means exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos. Ah! What? What? Order in the court, I say. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail. I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arms and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots. Ah! I've been hit! I've been hit on the starboard side! Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship there. A magnificent shot. Warning shots fired from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept. Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again. I've been hit! I've been hit on the port side! The enemy has called in reinforcements! Earth and Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality. Told you about the clown courtroom. We're having clown court now. Oh, Plushy. My ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears a scar If Director Cosmos is the third person Aurora Blackwell saw, this third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun, and in return the detective fired her warning shot. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? It looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mysterious person fired upon you. Detective Cosmo must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark that you receive from the third party will be all the proof you need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge. Brace for further impact. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. There is one piece of evidence. Just one piece of evidence is all that it makes sense. Well, we got two of them. We have the launch pad one door lock. We have the control room deck lock. Have no clue. Guy knows the answer.
Take that!
And what would you like to say about this piece of evidence, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, I would like to say that this is not it. Mr. Wright, please only present evidence that you think it is. I guess that wasn't it. But I am sure the third person was Director Cosmo. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. So if it wasn't the door lock, what is it? Well, risking another door lock would probably get us penalized. So let's dismiss the door lock. In fact, it could probably be something on this page. Which one? You think it's this one? Remember I said that this bullet, if it hit him, it would have killed him. But there's only two of these bullets that were found on the scene. The one that hit the, I think it's the small one, okay? So if he fired this bullet, he fired it towards the vent. If he got hit with this one, this could potentially have killed him. But it could have also ricocheted from the metal and then ricocheted onto the holographic screen. So we're still in a debate which one this could be. So do you want to make sure with Andy? Because we would need a gun to prove he fired this one. And for this, we would just have to compare the bullet hole on his metal. This one. This is the would be the ricochet shot, if it was proven to be. Okay, is this what Andy told you? The bullet hole. You waiting for his answer? Because we know the bullet hole was hit by a 38 caliber gun. Okay? Now, we have to determine. They would need a gun to compare it to a 10 caliber gun. So it was a 38 caliber. Because they would actually take the metal off his chest, look at that bullet. If the bullet hole matches that bullet, then that bullet is what caused that bullet hole in the hologram screen.
Take that!
The 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen. It hit Director Cosmos's metal. If we had that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to have been a 38 caliber bullet, it would prove that you are the third person we've been looking for. So he assumes that the oxygen tank was bursted because of a ricochet from the 38 caliber bullet, which is also a possibility. Well, it wasn't a shotgun. It was actually a revolver. Because detectives don't carry shotguns, they carry revolvers. And most of your revolvers are 38 calibers. There is a 40 caliber revolver, but they're special arms. Yes, so Detective Arm had a revolver. A very big magnum to be carrying. Ah! The bridge is destroyed! Losing altitude! All hands! Abandoned ship! If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank? That would be the same bullet. If it ricocheted off the metal, it hit the oxygen tank. Oh, and Plushy, I want to thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. It was a 10 caliber bullet. In other words, so he's saying that it was 10 caliber bullet, okay? So if the 10 caliber bullet hit the oxygen tank, it went into the vent after it blew. So that 38 caliber bullet ricocheted and hit the hologram screen. It was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmo. Isn't that right, Director? No, you got it all wrong. What? The engine just started again? It's a miracle. I'm not going down yet. Witness, stop this at once and confess the truth. If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth. Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Ah! But the cosmos revolves around me! Order in the court. And will someone please stop the witness from spinning? Ew. Thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While we were trolling, I took the liberty of running analysis on the mark on the metal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No, you got it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding. Is he going to start piling on more lies? Looks like it. No matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. Being Iman hitting himself. I don't know. It gets worse after this, trust me. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. Di here is got her face to the keyboard laughing her gut out. All right. We probably will keep going. The reason why I say that is the next part isn't really that long. We didn't learn much new, did we? Except for the fact that Yuri Cosmos is probably a suspect in this case. But it still does, even though he could be the third party in the room, it still doesn't prove that he killed Clay Tarrant. So we gotta keep that in mind. Just because he was in that room doesn't mean that he's the killer, okay? So, but that will make him a suspect. So that's what we have to keep in mind. And believe me, this next part, brace yourself, guy. You got your seatbelt on? You got those shoulder straps strapped on too? You're gonna be sitting tight for this one. You'd like Plushie to strap his seatbelt in? He can stay in for the ride too. Inspector Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. They're claiming that you were this third person. I'm sorry. So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another obulus cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? Ah! The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this. Fine, I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. So I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I went past the elevator and all the way around the boarding lounge one again. I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be the second on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts. Then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am. I arrived at the lounge alone. I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making
Hold
witness.
it!
Now hold on just a moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Laura Blackwell saw was you. No, it was not me. I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall. That is the next point. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. Instead, I was in the control room to event an escape from the third person. Oh, it makes some sense to hold those lies to cover for Starbuck. Still, a lie is a lie. Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit. Where's the truth? Ah, I just remembered. I have an alibi. Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct? Yes. And? Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you'd like. They'll corroborate me. The director is not fibbing to the court. He confirmed that he has an alibi for the time of testimony. So, claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m. And then you arrived at the lounge after that? Yes, and I believe the person I saw was the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't exactly see his face. But it was definitely the silhouette of an earthquake. As long as it has an alibi, can't very well claim Director Cosmos. You can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to. I wonder if he was really covering something. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please. What I really witnessed. I tried to enter the lounge. The true killer inside fired a gun at me. I had to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator door, and, well, the lounge had one door. The control room door could have been set tight to the killer. So you were shot by the killer as well? Then they disappeared? Yes. So, luckily, no harm came to my glorious body. Fortunately, the bullet hit Taryn's oxygen. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured. Wait, I thought the bullet hit his metal. That was Detective Arm's bullet, remember? Right, what a mess it's turning into. So, let's see. Director Cosmos was claiming that when he found Mr. Taryn and the killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Taryn's oxygen tank. Then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding room. When Detective Arm caught up and fired those warning shots at him. Judging by his metal, it looks like one of them almost came out. It's a good summary, but it doesn't explain where our mystery killer was. Detective Cosmo, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeked back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate. What I found was Karen with a knife, chest, and Starbuck out cold on the floor. So we have a culprit who vanished from a scene that had no escape route. Vanished without a trace. Truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence!
The riddle of the ages indeed. But I'd rather know how a fibbing thief such as you can be flawed as great. A great man is always misunderstood in his own time, but he must remain true to himself, even if those around him don't understand. Oh, that might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly? Simple, because it was Ace Boy himself, spotted by the director and Aurora, quickly feign unconscious. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit. I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Detective Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor? No, it was dark as a black hole in it. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished, and I entered. It wasn't exactly helpful. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, right, Dono? I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up. You're right. Why don't you let me help? Huh? While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of his discourse. It means he's hiding his feelings. This might help us. This might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. It'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind. Jerry Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your heart to me. As I tried to enter the loft, the two killers inside fired a gun at me. Okay, those are expected. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished in thin air. This is question. I was near the elevator door side. Well, launch had one door, and the control room doors could have been shut tight. So we do have one statement out of all of this is questionable by evidence. So which one are we looking at? Third statement, those emotions are generally what you should be feeling in a situation like that. So there isn't really anything suspect about those. Well, let's see. That's okay. That's okay. Wouldn't this be a little suspect? Because why would he feel sad to this? Is there something wrong with this door?
Got it!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launch pad door. The great Yuri Cosmos, afraid? And what basis do you have for the outlandish accusation? Whether I have any basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it. Odd. Dr. Cosmos, there's something about the launch pad door you're not telling us, isn't there? Ah! Wow. Speechless. Looks like you hit the nail on the head, boss. It worked, boss. One more punch, it'll be knocked out. There seems to be one more emotion that's odd with his testimony. Go get him. Okay, back to the Matrix City. Time to pinpoint our way to victory. As I try to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I had to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished. Thin air. No. Behind that door there was a fire. I was near the elevator side door. And, well, the launch pad door, one, and the control room door should have been shut tight. Killer. So, we already very suspected this. So, you think he should have been surprised?
Got it!
You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air. I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually. And yet, at the time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence. What? Why are you... I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing. You must have had a good idea of where they went. Am I right? What? Oh, of course not. That's preposterous. Only I can enter the control room. And that area beyond the launch pad door was filled with smoke, making it impossible. As for the southern door, I was standing right there. So there was nowhere for the killer to run to. Maybe or maybe not. Went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, right? What if the culprit took the opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door? I highly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge, Detective Arm came rushing towards it herself via the southern hallway. Anyway, trying to escape through there would have been caught by her. Yet the director wasn't surprised. You're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use? I just input these two pieces of data and yes, just what I wanted to see. Presto changeo, less Discord. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks. How to make sense of what we've learned. Mr. Cosmos wasn't surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the cloud, which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launch pad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launch pad one door. When we put these two pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here? The answer is right in front of you, Di. No, there would be no way he would have been there. Think about his emotion. Which room would it be? He still would not have been able to go here. Because Director Cosmos had no reaction to this room at all. This would be the only place. Yes, this would be the only place.
Take that!
Shark ran through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they? Yeah. I mean, no! Disaster to starboard! We're going to crash into an asteroid! The master tactician, you are not. But the area beyond the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? True. This is still the only logical answer there is. Just figure out what the director is hiding about Launchpad 1 door. We should be able to iron out the logical inconsistency. But the door requires fingerprint recognition. The Starbucks heard, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened the security box, do you? That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding line. There's a way he could have easily gotten past the security line. Come to think of it, he did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition site. I propose the killer used this person's fingerprint to get past the security lock. Only one person the killer could use. One person. No, not Yuri. Yuri would not have allowed him. We also have to figure out whose fingerprints are still on the terminal. Because they have not been wiped off.
Take that!
That's... Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mr. Starbuck's prints. Actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen. Ah! Looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1. I'm betting it's got something to do with culprit's escape route. Don't have enough information to picture you. No, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it? Huh? Oh, yes, by all means. There's a security camera in the boarding lounge 1. Right, the one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor? If the true culprit escaped in the Launchpad 1 corridor, then that must be recorded in the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic? The judge took his smart pills. The judge took his smart pills and they're all stunned. I hope you didn't strain your facilities too much for that, your baldness. I beg your pardon? Look, we'll play the security footage beyond this point. Oh my! Footage cuts off. Yes, that does cut off at the end. So, what happened? The camera was running on backup power, but Apparently the power cables are damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There is no footage after this, but be it of criminals or space aliens. I thought it was such a good idea too. Was a good idea. Was. It really was. Not that it was a bad idea. It was a really good idea. Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much, Grandpa Baldness. Prosecutor Blackwell, how did you know about my grandchild? I think his grandchild just learned a little about the harshness of the adult world. Setting aside the issues of grandchildren, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge? But I must. I hid to avoid getting caught. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. But that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator door. We'll get to this one. Then, the detective shot at me. This one's normal. So you see, the killer could have only escaped from contact, right? Okay, so one of these emotions is questionable, right? You know what it is, Di? Sadness. You think it's this one? We'll give it a shot.
Got it!
Not. When we view your emotions alongside successful, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. It really isn't anything. No, but I think maybe we made a mistake. Maybe you're right. Let's take another look. There must be an unexpected emotion here. So the sadness isn't the thing. But this is all expected because sadness is also referred to as fear. So it would only be natural that he would feel fear opening this door, okay? The sixth statement, well, there's not going to be any need for feeling any emotions here. So, what emotion do you think he should be feeling here? Matter of fact, this is actually the fifth statement. You think he should be feeling sadness?
Got it!
No. But there is a statement we need to look at. This one. He knew it was Detective Arm. Why is he shocked? That's the question right there. He knew his Detective Arm. He's been working side by side with her. Why should he feel shocked?
Got it!
Director Cosmos, why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? Sadly, two great men such as myself had ordinary bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and motion. A great man such as myself is surprised on occasion. Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather why you were surprised by. Pardon me? First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. Just after that, you were, of course, again surprised when she shot at you. Well, he's going to feel surprised when being shot. All people do. I don't think he expected her to shoot at him. So that one I wasn't questioning. The other one I was questioning is why he would be surprised when Detective Arm walked in. Because he was working with her prior to that time. But considering what you were surprised about, the strange phenomena occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprised reaction is the fact that you were remember, I said it earlier. Yes, it's more surprising that he was surprised when she came in. Because he was working with her earlier. Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. Ugh. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than by being shot at suggests to me that you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there. The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence operation. Hide under your desk. Ah! Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Alright, now we're down to 30%. Cost? Getting less Discord now. That means he really is hiding something about that launchpad door. And whatever he's hiding, most likely has to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. I already know the answer to this. Do you know the answer to this, Di? You might have forgotten about it from last week's stream, but just hope you remember. He was doing something suspicious around that door. Maybe he can spot some change before he came to the room and asked. Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Okay, this is the footage of the door before Director Cosmos arrived. This is how the door looked after the director entered the lounge. So we discussed this last week, guys. So you can already see. You can already see. This is where it's coming back to you, right, Di? Hey, look at that. There is a change. Something's definitely different. Director Cosmos. What is it? What have you two been up to over there? Finding the answers to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you, that's what. And the answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo, and then that was taken during the investigation. Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you have pointed it out already. It's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. What is it, Di? Twisty thingy, yes.
Take that!
The answer is this knob. That's... Your Honor, please take a look at this footage. See. Take a look at the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal. It is, isn't it? However, when we investigated the scene of the crime scene yesterday, the knob was vertical. What does that mean? It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob. Ah! After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Detective or Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. What were you trying to do by turning the knob by the door? I admit it. Right, I did turn that knob. The knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions, so I wanted to move the launch pad away. You wanted to what? Hey, didn't Bonko tell us something about how they prepare for the launch? He said that once the launch pad is fully assembled, it moves to the launch site. But the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what this knob is for. Oh, so if the killer escaped in the launch pad 1 corridor, maybe they were transported along with the launch pad to the launch site? I don't think so. The launch pad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. As you can see in this camera, that corridor is not covered in smoke. Why? Why do you think that is, Di? You see it on the floor? Do you see it on the floor behind them? You see it on the floor, right, Di? Yeah, that is corridor number 2. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor. Then where did the killer escape to? I guess there are still some things we have to cover. Dr. Cosmos, I request you to tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail. Fine, but listen carefully. For I'm about to give history-making testimony. It's 80,000 pages long. I had no choice but to disengage the safety. Okay, so he felt happy and he felt scared. Those are normal feelings. I feared there might be more explosions. Well, that's good. So I had to cut the launch pad. Surely the only escape the killer had was through launch pad door. We'll get back to this later. But that area was a sea of smoke. Confounded. Where on earth could they have gone? That emotion is normal. So, which statement? Now, it's fine that he's angry about this one. Because that feeling should be normal. What's not normal is this one. What is there to be angry about here? You see anything in here that would make him angry? They're going to tell me it's wrong, but there's nothing in there for him to be angry about. Okay, so so we don't have anything to tell. But there already should be a reason why he's angry about this.
Got it!
Already so then there is one emotion that I'm still confused. First statement. This one. So which emotion do you think it is?
Got it!
I had no choice but to just disengage the safety lock. It made it sound like you were reluctant to do it. And yet, did it, you felt some joy. As if you were very pleased with yourself. How did you do it? How do you know everything as if it were there? You were there. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology. So, care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up to this point, I had to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda. How do you know that about that too? Because I'm more or less a pro, at least guessing. But that's no proof that I had a hidden agenda. And even if I did, I would never ever tell you. So there. I know they say people progress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake. And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, and integrity?
Silence!
You, man of integrity? Don't make me laugh. Rescuer Blackwell came over him all of a sudden. You've spouted nothing but falsity since you stepped up onto that stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the industry. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider greatest bare-faced liar an honor. Liar! Words a bit harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosion? My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the event, even the facts themselves have betrayed you. No? It's a thought, but modern English could be entrenched. And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bomb, Launchpad 1 was on the footing on one side. This is from the scene. What? Liar! So that means the director didn't move the launch pad? First, my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. The problem is, that contradicts the footage. Plushie's message? Why? That's Plushie. No, that's Plushie, not Plushed In. Well, then just allow it. Let us leave him to indulge in his lies before he liar!
Objection!
But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah! You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out. Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasy and see reality for what it is. Or are you not mad enough to, boy? Ah! The Phoenix is right. What Blackwell is saying contradicts the evidence. Talk about hitting below the belt. Young'ums these days. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the launch. But the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. Wait a minute. Maybe I have it all backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be? What are you blabbering about? What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? Then after the incident, Dr. Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot? All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back. And it would be right where the police found it. Ah! Ah! Made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck. Was what I said really that off base? No, actually it's spot on. It pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is too, however. Our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime. Indeed, the pad itself beyond the lounge when our astral wanderers made their escape. A fact that has been recorded for posterity on filmless film, which Blackwell is looking at it wrong. Oh, right. So to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasy and see reality for what it is. It really is, boy. Ah! Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. You know the launch pad must have been moved. But our deductions and the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other. Except for Blackwell's statement is contradictory. Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident or something. No, that's real footage. That's not fake. Second thought, that's too far-fetched either. Never actually boarded the rocket? Hey, wait a minute. Maybe just maybe. Huh? Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place? What if When the director moved Launch Pad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place. What would you say then? Cut the essential bull, or I'll cut you. Right? You explain yourself for once. No, I'm right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Inspector Cosmos' reasons for moving Launchpad 1 was he definitely wasn't trying to hide it. To switch it with another place? But Launchpad 1 is moved back to the boarding lounge 1, okay? So the fact of it to switch it to another place doesn't give us enough reason behind that one. But what if he was trying to trap the killer? Hopefully this is right. Because he wanted to trap the killer. Right, Dono? Did I remind you there was an explosion? And that the corridor between the launch pad and the launch lounge was thick with smoke? The killer had been trapped in it. It would have been found as dead as their victim. Well, if Launchpad 1 wasn't there and he went through there, there was no pad to be there. So where else could he have climbed? Up on top? Well, I guess you're right. Well, I'm glad you're both agree. Now, here's a penalty for you, Mr. Wright. Okay, so that one wasn't right. I don't agree with that penalty. Your Honor, please give me another chance. Inspector Cosmos, oh, this would be the correct one. Because he wanted to switch it with some other place. I'm sorry, but did you say switch it? But what would be, could he possibly have switched the Launchpad with? Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box and the answer becomes clear as day. This is what it was switched. What was switched with Launchpad 1. And we know the answer to this one, Di. Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1. It can even be moved to the launch site. Meaning the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other. You can't mean the rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum. What? A boulder died! And yet, the only explanation is the explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident. But two Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places. Right. With the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed the killer to enter Launchpad 1 from the boarding lounge 2 and set the bomb on the rocket. Come to think of it, the doors to Space Museum from boarding lounge 2. Welcome. Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Exactly. Anyone should pass through the door to the Space Museum. There is no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, the 2 launch pads switch like that. Someone other than Mr. Starbucks could have easily planted that bomb. Ugh! After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding lounge 1 and waited there concealed. In order to kill Mr. Terran, the 2 astronauts emerged from the space museum. Recall that Miss Blackwell, Mr. Starbucks, and the director all saw a suspicious figure, who, we can suppose, after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the space. After that, Director Cosmos switched the 2 launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the space museum. The killer then left the space museum and made a clear getaway. Right, Dono? I see you know how to handle a sword and handle it well. Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I see a seasoned warrior who has cut down many oppressed. Huh? Oh, I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many oppressed.
Silence!
But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword. That's right. We have no proof. I switched the launch pad. Somebody needs a better anger management program. The launch pad's really worthless. There might be a record of it somewhere. At this point, launch pad 1 and the space museum were switched with each other. So the corridor behind that door should be the one that belongs to the space museum. See, this is an image of the launch pad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Huh? There's that number on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell. And this is just another bluff? Oh, don't worry, it's all right here. Right in this footage. Proof that beyond this door is the corridor to the space museum. Very well then. Answer this for me. What in the footage proves that the corridor belongs to the space museum? And you already know this guy.
Take that!
There's a 1 on the floor of the launch pad 1 corridor. Now take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronaut? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2. What? Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see in this is the 1 to the Space Museum. Ah! So that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launch Pad 1 on the side opposite the Space Museum. Now that we know that the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the history from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran, carrying Mr. Starbucks, simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level. Just incredible. 2 launch pads were actually quick. You'd think someone would have noticed and ventilate this magic. Everyone was down in the basement shelter with the launch pads swapped back. There's no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface. Ah! No more lies. Director Cosmos, it's high time you told us the truth. My honor, my glory, everything is slipped away. Time to deploy my ultimate weapon. Galactic engine, ignition. What? It's good haywire. It won't stop. No! My stars, my glory, God! Yeah! No, that one. But Bailiff, on your skin after that witness. Oh, they surely fixed the door quickly. I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any bodily harm. What are you talking about? He went through the door. Director Cosmos, you admit you switched the launch pads? I admit it. I switched launch pads. It is good to hear words I can believe for a change. Before you do, Your Honor, two things. First, you don't know if Mr. Tarrant had prior knowledge of the fix. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Tarrant would have realized the instant he stepped into the space that it had been switched with Launchpad 1. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Tarrant feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with. I exercise my right to, we'll say, class. Director is terrified. Must have one heck of a not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to try to pry it out of him, huh? That's true chicken mode. Just running away and breaks the door. Imagine race. I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his. There appears a possibility of a culprit other than the defendant as presented. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say? I don't get it. Don't get it? What don't you get? Director, why did you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you? You tricked us? Mr. Starbuck. Starbuck, my boy, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why. I had to do it to protect the patient. Director, will I ever get the chance to go into space again? Yes. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again. Dream is still alive.
Silence!
I'm not going into space, though. Prison. I won't have it any other way. Why are you so hung up on him? Yes, I accept the launch pad's really was quick. There were a third party at the scene. I suppose they could have escaped. But I have yet to see proof of the third person escape via the Space Museum. Oh, that's a good point. I don't have any proof. You will spill everything you know. What? Me? Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now. You don't. My blade shall feast on your blood. If I'm going to die, I want to die in space. I have to do something. Paloma Starbucks. I don't care. Prepare yourself. Now, you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. That annoying, cheerful laugh. It can be none other than champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright. In justice we trust. The Detective Fulbright! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Mayor. I hope I'm not too late. We had an appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell ya, justice sure is a full-time job. Was it a fight between cats, or... Why are you here again? Because the defendant is in the culprit, and I came to make sure that justice is served. Have any idea what you're talking about? Fulbright, I always thought you were a bit touched, Ed. But have you finally succumbed? Nope. It looks like you succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment. What evidence? Come to think of it, he did say something about finding us some evidence. Thank you. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. I didn't think he was serious, though. So, what is it, detective? Is it something that will... Is it something that will prove Mr. Starbuck's innocent? It is indeed. I indeed have a look at this. What's that, a lighter? Right, a lighter. Thought to have been used by the culprit. Space Museum's robot picked it up. It has the victim, Clay Terrence Blood, along with his killer's fingerprints on it. What? All right, this is the bombshell we're waiting for. Order! Detective Fulbright. Can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet. Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent. That's it. This is just what I needed. Letter added to the court record. Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that supports the defendant's earlier claim. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall with this lighter where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the killer murdered Mr. Karen, they escaped with lighter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. And finally, the killer left through boarding launch pad 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder. The fact that Director Cosmos was testified to, therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one who dropped the lighter there.
Silence!
Oh, but the defendant had free reign in the area until Director Cosmos. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during that Saturday?
Objection!
You'd like to be true. You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with a lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell. This lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit. Ah! This doesn't appear to be a decisive evidence that proves the defendant's claim. As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. No! There must be some mistake. Frankly, Prosecutor Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency because...
Silence!
Fulbright, we promised never to speak of that. Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say that the defendant is innocent, in light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime. A few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. For now, this court finds the defendant, woman Starbuck. Yes, we did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? Some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright, Miss Sight, thank you. Please think Apollo for me, too. You are all the best. Ooh, I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. But that's going to have to wait. Now that a verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Too late to object, isn't it? Simply impossible. Something's wrong. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you dissatisfied with the verdict? Fulbright, what were the results of the fingerprints analysis for the lighter? Huh? The results? Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and then there was cat fight, and well, kind of got carried away when I Starbucks. So you have yet to read it. Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out who the prints belong to? Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena's site. So says the report. What? What? Me? I say, order. Miss Soy. Tell me you have an explanation for this. We just finished proving that this lighter could only have belonged to the killer. So finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion. I don't know how they would have gotten there, but I know I'm not the culprit. It's happening. We build up our argument piece by piece, and I don't think any of our reasons was faulty. So how could it have led to this? Lighter updated in the court record. Ah! Oh, what have I done? Please forgive me, I'm sorry! Order, order! Detective Fulbright, stop your crying. What in the world is happening here? It's like the world's gone mad. Order, order! I will have order! Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we fought for, the truth had turned truly on us to accuse Athena of this crime. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness. That's going to end episode 4. Thoughts? That was a pretty big bombshell, wasn't it? Well, for the next episode, I'm going to keep an eye on you, okay? Because that episode is pretty dark. So you probably don't look like you're looking forward to episode 5 if it's going to be that dark, right? So we do still have one more episode after this, but this is actually the last episode from the main game. Episode 6 was their DLC case. So this one here should take us into December, and we probably will start the new year with episode 6. And then whenever Dual Destiny ends, we're going to start Spirit of Justice. So, and if my math is correct, Spirit of Justice should end around spring. They can see you. Okay. All right. Out. Okay. Good for everything that time. There we go. Okay. So that's going to take us to the end of episode 4. Yeah. Episode 5 is going to be very interesting. I said throughout all the Ace Attorney games, usually the last case of the original story is the best. When you go back to Phoenix Wright, episode 4, me is the best case in that game. When you do Justice for All, episode 4, that case, the best one. Trials and Tribulations, the Bridge to the Turnabout, one of the best cases in that game. Oh, Justice. It's one of the weird ones. But most people will say that the episode 4 is the best one in that one. Dual Destinies, episode 5. Not a lot of people really consider episode 6 the best one. It's a really interesting. Did you come back? Did you come back? And then when you see Spirit of Justice, you'll see why the last case is really not counting the DLC, because DLC added it. Kitty. Kitty's looking. All right. So this week is being changed a little bit. Since Andy's done with Manish Cap, tomorrow it's actually going to be Symphony of the Night. I think he said he's in the PS3 version, but he does have an option to play the PS1 port. Because I do have a PS1 emulator. I mean playing it off the emulator. Because, I don't know. You'll probably still have to deal with the loadings on both of them. So it just depends on which console treats the loading onto it. But the PSP version actually eliminates a lot of that loading time. Which I don't have a PSP emulator. So, that. Wednesday's still going to be .hack. Thursday is going to still be Circle the Moon, which I should be about halfway complete. Which probably won't get done this week either. We'll see. And then Friday is what, Di? Sims. And I see you guys are starting a new chapter in The Sims. Finally, right? We'll see how well you guys do in the next chapter. I don't know how many chapters. I think you guys are halfway. Because I already know who the villain is for Sims game for console. And yes, there is a villain to the Sims on the console. One of those games you don't think has a hero and a villain. Because it's simulation. It's supposed to be a simulation of life. But yes, The Sims 1 on console has a villain. But there wasn't really a villain in The Sims 2 for console. There is a villain for The Sims 1 on console. And I think that's the only Sims game that I know that has a villain. Well, anyways, this is going to be where I'm going to end for tonight. You guys all have a wonderful